All right. What's up, my comic book homie junkies? Mike Smith, your host of Night Tiger Comics. We're in the lair. And yes, like I said, I went away for the weekend to St. Pete with my wife. Had fun, went to a lot of thrift stores. We went to flea markets. And on that end of the comic, but on the other side, we checked out some really cool restaurants, Indian, Ethiopian, some plant-based ice cream shops, which were really good. Really fun. We were right by Ray Stadium. There wasn't a lot of people. We could walk anywhere we wanted to go. So this is gonna be mostly dollar books. We went to a couple flea markets, bookstore, antiques. So let's get off. So the flea market was in Oldsmar, St. Pete, this side of the bridge. I got 3 comics from one place. One of them was a foreign German one. Sometimes I don't even know why I buy comics. I go into these flea markets. Sometimes they're ones that are just picked clean, but they just have all the junk books, and you feel like you want to find something, and you pull 3, 4, 10 books to take home. And I'm really tired of kind of doing that because I end up buying just stuff I don't need. So I threw one of the books away. 2 of the other books I overpaid. I tried to get them down to 3. And it's really so hard. These shops in these flea markets, you could just tell they're desperate for a buck. I mean, they haven't sold anything. Of course, their prices are not way, but they're above retail. So I paid $5 for these. Didn't feel comfortable. I think it's all right. They're the Blackthorn editions. This one's just an homage to an Avon Golden Age book. And that's Reformed School Skunk. And then this one was Laughing Gas, Mutant Ninja Mutants. Has all these different groups of rip-offs of the Ninja Turtles here inside the book. Colossal Nuclear, Babino Samurai Snails, Adolescent Manacle Samurai Hares, Preteen Dirty Jean, Kung Fu Kangaroos, Radioactive Wrestling Rodents, Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters. So quite a few rip-offs there. So that was from one shop, small shop. I forget the name. I have a video here. I don't remember. Once it gets to past 3 days, I forget everything. So we were driving to go to breakfast. I saw a bookstore that said comics on it, and I hit the brakes. They weren't open yet. We did go back, and I do have video to that. Nice, neat little bookstore. The prices some things were overpriced, some things were all right. She had some Overstreet hardcovers there, and they were not in the best shape. They weren't really super low grade, but they were definitely wore, and she wanted $35 a piece. So I don't know I was kind of wondering, where did she get that price? But I did pull some dollar books. Siren #1 newsstand, another book. Why did I buy it? It had like a female, but the art is just not that good. And it's only like a 3-issue series. This is after Marvel already bought Malibu, so it's not exactly Malibu. I don't feel comfortable with that book. I want to get rid of it as soon as I can. But this one was a high grade. It's a reprint title. It's number 32, and I think I have several of these, and I have the original issue, but it's just a 9/8 near mint copy of a Marvel Bronze Age, and I think that's a great thing to put in like a pack for a prize. So Avengers, Suddenly the Submariner. Actually, that's a pretty good story. I really like the cover. Picked up a second one of these, a near mint copy. Nice purple cover, homage to the Vanity Fair issue with Demi Moore. This will be going into a trade or a prize pack. I already have a copy. It's a nice, really high grade one. And then this was the last. No, actually, there was another book from this shop. It's in my wife's car. I found one of those career Charlton books, and this is one of the thicker ones, and it was a mathematical issue, so my wife claimed it immediately. What else? So this was the last book I bought. I think it was called Wilson's Bookstore, if I'm not mistaken. Just a nice high grade Mike, or is it Michael Wagner? Spoiler, second appearance. Mike Mignola. I think that's a Mike Mignola cover, but it says Wagner. I don't know. But it's a really nice copy of that. Yeah, that's Wilson's Bookstore. So that's it for Wilson's. What are we on to next? So we went to the flea market. We walked around. I did find Mike's cards. He had many long boxes. He had priced books, wall books, overpriced, but the wall books were half off, so that helped. What did I find in the back issue bin? I found an issue of wait a minute. This is not. This is the next store. So I found this killer book. So this is from 2007. Special 65th anniversary commemorative issue, Archie Digest. If you can read the top, it says reprinting the first appearance of Archie. And then it also reprints Archie #1 from 1942 with all the whole comic is in here. It has the superhero backups, features. It has everything that was printed in Archie #1. So very cool. Glad to find that for $1. I hope all these books are in here. Found this book, Whitman copy of the Hair Bear Bunch. A really nice copy, actually. So that was a good find for $1. 1973. And then I found a bunch of these. He had more, but these are low grade, and the ones that I put left were really low grade. So we got bonus special, Dennis the Menace from A to Z, 25 all new stories. That's a really thick book. Let's see that. And that's I didn't put the era, but it says 1966 right there. I got that one. I got this one here, Dennis the Menace television special, number 22. I have to imagine that's a Silver Age copy also. The only Dennis the Menace I've ever read is the panels, like the one-panel cartoons. I've never read any comics. And then we have Dennis the Menace from 1977, Vacation Sensation. I mean, he's a pretty decent G+ on these. And then Giant Special Dennis the Menace, triple feature, book, 3 books in 1. Mr. Wilson, Joey, and Margaret. Number 28, really giant size issue of that. And this next book came from Wilson's too for $1. I like reading the independent publisher Heroic, which was in the 80s. And this is just the first, I don't know if it's the first appearance, but a nice Lady Arcane #4 cover from 1992. I believe that came from Wilson's. I put Mike's Bookstore on the back. I believe this also came from Wilson's too, or did this one? Oh no, this was out of the dollar bin. So I got a Charlton Out of the West, featuring A Time for Violence, January 1980. Who does this cover? Nicholas Akaya, I don't know. Oh, I love my Western Charltons. And there's a really, really nice one in here. He had a bunch of the Archie Adventure series, and a lot of them in high grade. I actually had like 5 or 6 in my hand. I put them all back. Opted for just one because it has a skull color cover. That's the high grade #7, July 1984. And this is actually written by Robert Kanigher, he was a big DC war writer. Oh yeah, there's some cool ones in here. And then I got an issue of Yang #10, the modern reprint. So the original issue came out in the 60s, and then this one was reprinted in the late 70s. These were all the $1 or less. Usually if I go to a dollar sale or dollar bin and I get a stack, I'll go up and say I have this many books, and I'll actually offer a discount myself. I'll say, how about, so if it's 50 books, I'll say, how about $40? And usually 9 times out of 10, they never say no. So the next 3 books were in the wall boxes. They were priced, so everything was half off. These were all $10. And they're pretty nice. He actually had more Charltons, but they were in bad condition, and they were like $20, so I didn't understand. Teen Confessions 97, number 30. Nice copy of that from 1976. I can't tell where the glare is because I have the camera pointed in a way I can't see the screen. Nice black cover. Number 17. This is actually Pence issue. All New Love and Romance. Number 17 from June 74. Pence copy. Now these were $5. The last one, Best of the Pickup. Really nice high grade copy. Charlton, older issue. Bright colors on this thing. Fast moving episodes of the Texas Rangers. Number 22. Number 28, 1960. I don't know why I put River Monster on here. Okay, so then there was a store I went to called Nerd Out. I'll show the video here. I thought about this a lot, what I was going to say about this store, because I really want to be honest to my viewers and also be fair to the owners of the store. So it's called Nerd Out. Unfortunately for me, I don't find it to be a very collector-friendly store as far as pricing. I forget the gentleman's name. Had a weird name, but he was really cool. We talked a lot before I even looked at anything. We talked a lot after I was ready to check out. He was very helpful. The service was really good, but they had dollar books, Bronze Age Marvel dollar books, like say, I forget what the Adventure, the Daredevil reprint one that only lasted 3 issues. They had 1 and 2 on the wall for $15-20. That's $1 books all day. They had Man Bat 1 and 2, pretty nice copies. I forget they had like $20 on them, but so there's a lot of books that were like $2 to $3 books that were on the wall for 15 to 20. That's really not a good thing. You don't want that. I understand economy's bad. So, I felt like I wanted to find something I could take home to the collection. I bought this book when I was purchasing this book. I thought, oh, this isn't a half bad deal. I mean, it's probably right at retail. Then I noticed it had a stain on the cover. It really dropped. It really made the pickup not quite as good. So what is it? So it's Action Comics 310. And actually it's the first appearance of Rainbow or Jewel Kryptonite, which enhances the mental abilities of criminals trapped in the Phantom Zone, so they can affect events happening in the future. I paid $20 for this. This would probably be right around retail if it didn't have this water stain. But fortunately for me, it's in a place where you can't even really see it. I'm actually kind of wondering, how did I pick up on that water stain so quickly? But I seen it immediately when I was looking over this book. It doesn't transfer through the cover really terribly. Just a very minor transfer through. Doesn't pick up on the first page. So, from a distance, you don't even know it's there. So I'm glad to get that at least out of I pick up something that I can bring into the collection out of Nerd Out. Okay, so we are, so as I left Mike's cards, which were all these last dollar books I showed you, I was actually leaving the flea market, walking through, because you could walk through They had rows like storage units, and they open up both sides. You could walk through. They had stores like that. I saw this guy. He had wall book priced out. They were overpriced, so I'm like, I'm out of here. As I was walking out the backside, he had a shelf with unbagged comics that were gold keys. And so I went through and I asked him, I said, what are these? He said, those are readers, $2. So I grabbed a bunch. And then when I was paid for them, I said, hey, there's 3 or 4 over there I would like to have. They're a little bit lower condition than these. Would you take $1? So he said, sure. So what did I get? So these averaged out to somewhere like $1.60, maybe. I don't know. So let's start out with this one. It's a really cool cover. So he had a ton of these UFOs by Gold Key. I even left more because they were lower grade ones that were falling apart. But he had pretty much the whole run. So that's number 21, 1979. Which I have to think that there's a volume 2 because these later issues have lower numbers but higher prices. So here we go, UFO and Outer Space, 1979, number 22. Out of all the covers, this one was probably one of the best. Then we have UFO and Outer Space, number 27. You see the number went higher, but the year went lower, September 78. So I got to look into that. Unless I misnumbered them or something. Then we have UFO and Outer Space, number 18 from 1978. And then we have the classic cover, UFO in Outer Space, The Boy and His Little Dog, and The Visitor from Another World. Number 6, August 1968. I was able to find 2 of those. Such a classic cover. I didn't want to leave it. This one's already spoken for. It's going as a Christmas gift to one of my friends here on YouTube. So those were all the UFOs that he had. I mean, he had more, but like I said, I left the really, really beat up ones. He had a nice copy of Boris Karloff, number 75 from August 77. And he had an issue of Baby Snoots. I do have Baby Snoots number 1. This is number 14, 1973. Baby Snoots is actually, I think, an original Gold Key character. Or Dell character. This one was the best out of everything because it's so high grade. It's a Whitman variant. It's a white cover, and it's very high grade. It's probably in the 8.5 range, but it's Baby Snoots. Okay, last 2 books. So then on the way home, I stopped in at River Monster. Shout out to Josh. This shop is the best. He restocked. I don't know if he bought a collection or he just didn't put them out. He had Marvel Silver and Bronze and DC Silver and Bronze up the yin-yang. He had it on the wall. He had it in the boxes. He had it in the dollar bins. I was out of money. But I found some books that I had to have, and I actually put some back up on the shelf. I asked him to save them for me. He wasn't there. So what did I get? So I didn't have this book, and this was a high-grade copy of this. And I think he asked, and it was a 20% off sale. I told my wife, I regret spending all my money all weekend. I wish I'd spent it here when we got back. There's so many stuff at his shop right now I want to pick up. So this was $10. So it was 20% off sale. Really high grade copy. Dead of Night number 1. December 73. Nice, vibrant, bright colors on that cover. Nice sharp corners. Crispy pages. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. I actually seen this in somebody's video because, it's Halloween. And I'm like, I don't have that. Just for it to pop up like that. So the next book I do have Dave Surf Blue sent me a really nice copy as a gift. And he kind of missed the book. He kind of talked about it a lot after he gave it to me. So I found another copy for $12. It's not high grade, but it's not low grade. I mean, it's not super low grade. First appearance of Living Mummy. Supernatural Thrillers, number 15, August 1978. No, 73. First appearance of the Living Mummy. Now, this is a pretty decent copy. It just has some corner damage on the back cover up here. Other than that, it's probably like a G 2.5 copy at least. Presents like a 3.0 to 4.0, 5.0. So Merry Christmas to you, Surf Blue! And that is it for the books from St. Pete. Tell me what you thought. Give me some ideas in the comment section down there. And we're gonna move on. I got a collectibles video I gotta shoot. I've done 3 challenge videos, so I got some content coming out. So Night Tiger, peace out. Let me go pee.